If you've been thinking about getting into stock video but don't own an expensive camera, this video is for you. Today I'm going to share 10 tips that can help you start selling stock footage using the most popular camera in the world. The one in your pocket. Let's get started. Tip number 1, use what you have. Modern smartphones produce excellent video quality, more than enough to get started with stock footage. Use it. Set your phone to the highest video quality setting and start shooting. 4K at 24, 30, or even 60 frames a second can work well for stock footage. Most phones record in HEVC, which is also known as H.265. And most major stock agencies accept it, but always remember to double check these requirements with each agency before you upload. Now, if you're using a DSLR or mirrorless camera, set that to the highest quality as well. I saw a video today that I made with that camera over there, a 15-year-old camera. The max video quality was 1080p. That was the best, and it still sells today. Tip number 2, use manual controls. Most native camera apps do a great job for social media, family photos, and everyday memory, but stock footage is a little bit different. You don't want your camera changing exposure or white balance, or even focus while you're filming. You want everything to be locked in. That's where free third-party apps can help. Apps like Blackmagic Camera, Final Cut Camera for iPhone. It gives you much more control. Find the exposure for the brightest part of the scene and then lock it. That way when you pan across, it's not gonna change. Set your focus manually and lock that too. And also the white balance. Lock it so it looks natural on the best part of the scene. And then when you pan across, it'll look fantastic. Now your footage is gonna stay consistent, beginning to end, and that's what the stock agencies want. They don't want things changing halfway through the clip. They're gonna reject those. Tip number 3, shoot static clips. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is thinking that every clip needs movement. Here we're doing all this and doing they don't need movement. The scene can move, the camera doesn't have to. Think about coffee steam moving on a coffee cup. There's movement. Leaves blowing in the wind or snow falling. Water flowing in a creek. Someone typing on a keyboard, literally just someone typing. The camera doesn't have to move. A locked off camera shot is often way easier to capture than complicated camera movements like. Okay. Tip number 4, use light. You don't always need movement from the camera or from your subject. Sometimes all you need is moving light. Try moving a light across your subject. Just, the shadows across the surface. That's what's gonna imply that motion that adds visual interest without moving the camera at all. Those type of clips can be surprisingly useful for stock. Tip number 5, slow down your camera movement. When you do move your camera, slow down and then slow down some more. Use a gimbal or stabilizer if you have one and focus on smooth, controlled movement. Fast pans and quick movements can create motion blur, rolling shutter issues, and footage that is going to be impossible to use, so it's going to get rejected by the stock agencies. Besides that, fast moving footage just makes people dizzy. Slow is smooth, smooth is good. Tip number 6, shoot time lapses. Time lapses are some of the easiest stock clips you can create. Think about it. Clouds moving, traffic in a city, sunrise and sunset, people walking through a busy area. If you're filming people, try using an ND filter. You can get those for your phone as well. Try using a very dark ND filter to slow your shutter speed. This creates like ghost-like figures so you don't recognize people or logos. This avoids model release issues. Other option is to focus on just feet crossing a sidewalk instead of showing faces. Many phone gimbals also offer motion lapse modes. This pans slowly from one side to the next, so you get a time lapse, a moving time lapse. Those look fantastic. Just remember to lock your exposure and white balance before you start. You don't want that changing as you do it. Tip number 7, think like a buyer. Before you hit record, ask yourself one question. Who would use this clip? A travel company, a website designer, a local business, an advertiser. The more useful your footage is to other people, the more likely it is to sell. Try to solve a problem or fill a need. That's what stock footage is all about. Shoot what's useful to someone, not what looks pretty. Tip number 8, leave room for text. Just like with stock photography, copy space matters. Leave room in your frame for text, logos, graphic. Many buyers aren't looking for a finished video, they're looking for footage they can customize. A little empty space can make your clip much more valuable. This is one of the most overlooked concepts in stock photography and stock video. Tip number 9, avoid logos and copyright issues. Plan your shoots carefully. Cover logos whenever possible. Okay, maybe not that one. Maybe wear your shirt inside out. Or better yet, wear plain clothing without any logos. Avoid those visible trademarks. Avoid artwork on the wall or TV screens, brand names, copyrighted material. Just try to stay away from those. When it comes to shoes, clothing, backpacks, and things that you have to use, keep those logos covered or out of frame. A few seconds of planning can save you from rejected submissions later. Just keep it simple. Tip number 10, shoot a variety of angles. When you find a good subject, don't just shoot one clip, shoot the entire story. Get the wide shot, the medium shot, the close-up shot, different angles, different focal lengths, different perspectives. One location can easily become 10 to 15 clips, and then that's 10 or 15 opportunities for a sale, not just one. One more important tip, if you're using a phone, before you start filming, take a look at your phone's camera setting. Many newer phones include AI features that can get your footage rejected, like artificially sharpening the footage or changing your settings as you go. Again, keep everything on manual so the phone doesn't make decisions for you. You don't want things changing settings halfway through your footage. The same goes for filters or LUTs. Don't apply them. Leave your footage looking clean and natural. And buyer can always add that look later, but they usually can't remove it. Also, remember to shoot both vertical and horizontal. Now, if you made it this far into the video, you know I'm not the biggest fan of using phones for photography or video. I prefer using my camera. The cameras also make things more complicated. And if you're just getting started, complicated isn't always better. I've sold stock video clips shot on a phone on this gimbal when I was out on a hike. And my phone is an old iPhone 11 Pro. And if that phone can make footage that sells, then chances the photo you have in your pocket can too. Start simple, learn the process and make a few sales. Then, if you want to upgrade your gear later, go for it. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.